Welcome to New York's number 2 sports show. The Rangers lose to the Montreal Canadiens 4-3 in a shootout. So the Rangers were down 3-0. They did tie it up 3-3, so they were able to get the point, but unfortunately they were not able to get the second point. So their record drops to 26-10-2 on the season. So again, only their second shootout loss, and both of them were with Jonathan Quick in net. The other one was to the Minnesota Wild. And it's funny, that game was one in which the Rangers, it's kind of, those games were a little bit opposite, where the Rangers had the 3-0 lead, blew it, but Minnesota was the better team. Here, thought the Rangers were probably the better team. I mean, they outshot the Canadiens 48-30. Sam Montembeault was very good for the Canadiens. And, once you get to the shootout, it's really, the Rangers have definitely been better in the 3-on-3 overtime than they have been in the shootout. They must be about 2-2 maybe? Let me see what they are in the shootout. 1-2. Yeah, so, but anyway, Jonathan Quick was in net, as I suspected he might. In this game, Brendan Othmann only played 7 minutes and 16 seconds. So, and I didn't notice it much, but really it's because he didn't really play a whole lot. So not really sure why that was the case. I thought he played well last game, but, unfortunately, like I said, just didn't get the ice time from Peter Laviolette. And, this was one where we talk about the Rangers, how they have not lost 2 games in a row, only once this season, but they haven't really been winning 2 in a row all that much lately either. So, I like to talk about the stat of them bouncing back, but it'd be nice. And look, I know their record's great, and I know that it's been a lot more good than bad. And tonight they may have even deserved a better fate, but there's just been a little bit of inconsistency to their game. And I really hope that they can, improve upon it. And Montreal, I was concerned about the fact that they were coming off of a 6-1 loss at home. And sure enough, the Canadiens were able to get the win. And just in talking about certain players, it's frustrating. Like Blake Wheeler being on the first line is frustrating. I think most Ranger fans feel the same way. He doesn't have it anymore. And he's someone that to me, I think that he's someone that should be more of like a healthy scratch type, that if you have to slot them in to a top 6 role, sure, you can do it in a pinch, but his role is just way too much. And the only reason why I say healthy scratch is because he's worthy of being a top 12 forward, but his skill set is such that he will not do well on the 3rd or 4th line. So that's kind of, the issue there. But again, I thought it was a strong game from the Panarin, Trocheck, Lafreniere line. They get a lot of the offensive production. But yeah, not a whole lot else as far as standouts. For Adam Fox, he scores the game-tying goal, but still, I feel like his game has not been great. Ryan Lindgren, as well. I feel like it's been a bit of a shaky season for him too. But let's discuss the game. First period, at 7:23, Caden Gooley trips Mika Zibanejad, but the Rangers don't score on the power play. So the Rangers had 3 power play chances, didn't score on them. That last one got some good looks, but and that's kind of the difference right there. Is the Rangers, they're normally able to get that power play goal that they were not able to get in this one. So they don't score there. And then at 11:37, Brendan Gallagher scores his 6th goal of the season from Evans and Savard. This was a play where the Rangers couldn't clear the puck. I believe it was Trocheck who couldn't clear it out. And Wheeler, it must have been in the middle of a line change because Wheeler was on. And Gallagher scores past Jonathan Quick. So makes it 1-0 Montreal. We go to the second, and a couple of early goals for the Canadiens in the second period. Sean Monahan scores at 1:09. This was deflected in, and this was a play, I believe, where Ryan Lindgren, I think I think this is the one where where the play kind of goes behind him and it leads to an opportunity. Then then a minute and 30 seconds after that, Joel Armia scores his sixth goal of the season from Stevens and Pacetta. And this was a bad goal by Quick, where it kind of just goes through him. So didn't think Jonathan Quick, while he did make some pretty good saves, it wasn't a great game from him. And look, he had been playing at a really high level, and I think there's been a little bit of a dip for him. So moving forward in the second, at 7:38, Kreider hooks Ylonen, and the Rangers are able to kill that off. And then not too far after that, they score. They actually score a couple of goals. Trocheck, his 10th from Gustafsson and Panarin. So this is a tip-in goal in front, shot by Gustafsson from the point, and Trocheck tips it in, his 10th of the season. Makes it 3-1 at 10:28. And then 4 minutes later, Artemi Panarin off of a face-off win. Trocheck wins the face-off, quickly gets it to Panarin, who scores. It's his 25th goal of the season from Trocheck. Makes it 3-2. And then at 17:02, Suzuki high-sticks Kreider, but the Rangers don't score on that power play. So we go to the third period. The Rangers are down 1, and they are able to tie the game. At 9:30, Adam Fox scores his 4th goal of the season from Vesey and Cooley. So here, traffic in front from Cooley, I think probably helps, and Fox just takes a shot, and it goes in. So that ties it up at 3. The Rangers would get a power play. Cooley hooks Brodzinski on a little mini breakaway, but the Rangers do not score on that power play. And again, that does come back to bite them. Then in the overtime, action both ways. I thought, at times Montreal controlled it. At times the Rangers had some late opportunities, actually shorthanded. K'Andre Miller takes a holding the stick penalty at 4:48, and with like about 10 seconds left, I think it was Zibanejad, maybe Trouba had a couple of opportunities, but we go to the shootout. And in the shootout, Suzuki is stopped by Quick, so a good start, but then Panarin doesn't score, and that's never a great sign because Panarin is, one of the best shootout performers, but he doesn't score. And then Cole Caulfield is able to get the goal, the only goal in the shootout, to give Montreal that 1-0 lead in it. Then Zibanejad almost pulls off a great sort of Peter Forsberg-esque move, but Montreal makes a really good save, kind of getting the stick out and preventing it. Zibanejad, there wasn't a whole lot of oomph, for him to kind of get that, past the line. Then Ylonen doesn't score for Montreal, and then Lafreniere with not a great attempt by Alexei. Was hoping maybe, back in his hometown that he'd be able to tie it up. Wasn't meant to be. And so the Canadiens win 4-3. Again, Montembeault, a big story here. And the Rangers, they don't come away with nothing. They were down 3-0, and they do get the point. So it doesn't feel awful. But at the same time, it's an opponent where you'd like to get the 2 points, but they don't. And so now they will head back home to take on the Vancouver Canucks. And the Canucks tonight won at New Jersey. The Rangers played a pretty interesting game with them back in Vancouver earlier in the season, and that was a game where the Rangers won in overtime. So we'll see what happens there. But a game between, two of the top, when you look at the standings, Canucks are 25-11-3. Rangers 26-10-2. So definitely two of the top teams in the NHL will face off Monday night. But tonight, the Rangers do fall in the shootout. They lose to the Canadiens 4-3.